or no?
I hear something.
All right.
But it's not distracting. I mean, it's not like bothering me or anything.
Okay, just let me call my husband to see how I turn that off. Sorry.
Yeah. Do you have a Mac?
Yeah.
So top right, there's a little apple. If you hover over that or click on that, hit force quit and see if there's any of the music applications that are open. Like maybe iTunes. I think she's frozen now. I was gonna say, I don't hear it anymore. Maybe that's gonna work for her. So anyways, thank you guys so much for coming. Okay, I did start the recording.
Hi.
And I'm super excited to have you guys here. So first of all, how cool is this? Because I've just been like having all these little tiny conversations with different people, and so the fact that you all said like, yeah, let's do a team cup. I was super stoked. The very first thing I wanted to do is we can kind of go through introductions, and then I've got like a whole slew of stuff planned for tonight, and I really want to get it done in 30 minutes to respect your time. So we'll just start like that. I will start by telling you who I am. I don't know. I haven't met all of you personally, but I'm really, really looking forward to meeting you, working with you. And then some of you I do know very well and have worked with, but I've never worked in a super close capacity. So I'm super excited about that too. My name is Holly Heyerman. I've been doing this for 10 and a half years. This is my bread and butter. You've probably heard my story at one point, but I went from like severely broke, about to file bankruptcy, to completely paying everything off. And it was all because of this business. So my husband and we have been, I guess, he's been retired-ish, like he quit his job like 7-8 years ago. And I did about 6 years ago. So this is like what we do. And so we bought a house, we have a family, we're full-time parents, part-time business owners. And now that my kids are a little bit older and they're in a different stage of life, I'm a little bit able to get my brain a little bit more back together, and I'm able to give back a lot more and breathe life and energy and excitement into my coaches. And I love that. So, and it's really cool that so many of you have like itty bitties too. So, but definitely, I saw those eyes get big like this. So we'll go ahead and we'll go like one at a time, and you guys can introduce yourselves. I am first going to call on Yulia.
Hello. I'm very excited. Hi. Well, I do have little ones where I just settled 2 minutes ago, so hopefully everyone stays sleeping. But I am very excited to give this like a fully a go this time. I feel like I've been at this back and forth and trying it out, and I wasn't even sure about Team Cup, and then until you mentioned it, and all of a sudden I just got very excited about it. So it just felt like this is the right time to just go all in and not like be worried. I think that was always my fear, is like to get fear of something always bogged me down. So I just want to do this and like just blow it up and have like the best fun. So I'm excited. Thanks so much for doing this for us, Holly.
Cool. And how old are your littles?
I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Okay. Yes. All right. Cool. Jill.
Hi. How are you? Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Hi. I am Jill. I worked with Holly and did a team cup with her before, and I was hesitant to do this team cup because I have a 2-month-old who is on my lap currently. So if you see me constantly like looking down, I'm listening but entertaining him at the same time. So I kind of go back and forth with, being all in for Beachbody, and then feel like I don't have the time to do it because I work full time as well. I'm just lucky right now to be off on extended maternity leave. And the last 2 months, I've honestly just had really good success just reaching out with friends and running a Transform 20 group. And honestly, that sometimes is where I get the most discouraged, because like the first 2 weeks, my girls can be all in, and now it's like week 3, and I feel like I like have crickets in the group. So it's just trying to like keep like the momentum and the excitement going like through the whole week. And so that's kind of where I like get discouraged when it comes to inviting and doing things, because I like, I feel like I put in all this time and effort, and then, challenge groups seem to kind of fall apart. But I feel like being home the next month that I can, be able to commit to really participating in Cup. So
that's fantastic. Good stuff. And I honestly wasn't even going to touch it. But then last month, how many Success Club points did you have last month?
I think last month I ended up with 4 and ended up signing a coach. So I got back up to Emerald, and December I hit Success Club. So.
Yeah. Cause I was like, okay, well, she's still like hitting Success Club. So I need to reach out and just see if she wants to do a cup.
Yeah.
And I did a cup also when Luke was only 2 months old. I did. Actually, I've done a cup ever since. So even when they were like tiny and everything, it was like one of the only things that I did, to stay sane. So
I'm like, I'll just work the business, during those middle of the night feedings. It's fine.
Yeah, that's what I did. I did my whole business with one, like my thumb while I was nursing. That's when I did it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. So
cool. Ada. Oh wait, you have to unmute. Let me see if I can unmute. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and talk.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yep. You're good.
Okay. Hi. So I'm Ada.
Ada, sorry.
Yes. No, it's okay. If you call me Ada, it's fine. So I have been a coach for 3 years now. I signed up to help out my ex-sister-in-law, and then it turned out that she quit, and I stayed within that particular upline team, and it was just not my tribe. Honestly, I just signed up to help her, become Emerald and whatnot. She explained it to me in the most basic form, so I understood the concept of Emerald and Diamond. So I only signed up to help her. I had done P90X like 10 years ago, and I had done other Beachbody programs, so I was comfortable with the programs. I wanted to help her, so I was like, sure, I'll sign up as a coach. And then once I started hearing a little bit more about it and understanding a little bit more, I was like, okay, this is something that I think I want to keep around to try it. And to be honest, I've allowed my excuses to be bigger than my whys for the business itself. I went through a divorce, and that totally put my world upside down, and the consistency that the business needs, I haven't been able to stay on it. Yulia knows me. I can come up with the best ideas ever, but then I come up with like 10 of them at the same time, and then I try to implement all of them, and then I don't get anywhere. So I'm a teacher. I'm a full-time teacher, and that's another reason why the consistency is not there, or I use that as an excuse to not have the consistency. But teaching is a lot of work. But I have done 2 other team cups, and I have met the most amazing people, but I did not work the business the way I should have. So I did not get the success that, some of the other girls did on the teams. And I'm sticking with this, you guys. I mean, I haven't really been hitting Success Club, but I do it for me first. And I have enough of a following that, they tell me often enough that, thanks to me, they're doing something. I mean, not Beachbody, but they're doing something. And that keeps me going. I need the money. I need to make it into a business. But so far, it hasn't clicked. I think that having a full-time job and, having like that financial security kind of makes it easier for me to be like, oh, I don't really need it. Or I didn't hit Success Club, but it doesn't matter. Or I didn't sign that other coach. I'm okay. I need to get out of that mindset. So let's do this.
Awesome. Very good. All right. And Danielle, do you know how to unmute? I can unmute you.
I got it. Thank you. So my name's Danielle, and I am probably, Holly knows this, the least tech savvy person. So sometimes it takes me a while to catch on to this kind of stuff. So everyone can hear me? Yes? Good? Okay. I I have 2 little girls, and I have a 2-year-old. One moment, please. Sorry, guys. I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and my husband is a captain for Cal Fire, so I'm solo a lot of the time. And so with Beachbody, I feel like I've really enjoyed it because it's something that I can do on my own, and it's something I look forward to. Every morning I look forward to the workouts, and I've been doing them since I had my first baby, right after I had my first baby, because I belonged to a gym for like 14 years, and I knew that I just couldn't do that anymore. So I've only been a coach now for not even a year. And so this is kind of my way to kind of jumpstart becoming a coach. So I'm looking forward to it, and thanks for having me, guys. I'm going to mute now.
I love it. I love it. Very cool. Do you, Yulia, do you know if Brittany's coming on?
I think she had somewhere to be at the time, so
Okay. No
I don't think she was going to make it.
I knew we had one possibly that wasn't going to be here, but I'm very excited that Danielle's on because I knew that she had it.
Yeah, I think Brittany is so new to this. She's just jumped into the business a couple of days ago, really. So she's figuring it all out, and we're working together to kind of just give her the overview of everything. But she's got 2 little ones as well, right around the same age.
No problem.
So we're all kind of in this crazy world.
That's one reason why I am recording this. So I kind of wanted to give you guys, hopefully you're able to take some notes. If you're not, you can always go back and do something, or maybe just like jot down some notes in your phone or something. But where we really, really, really need to start is with this whole thing of like why. There's a reason why the new business activity tracker, it says at the top like your why, and I'm all, really do I have to write that out every week? But writing it out every week has been very powerful. And so this is where I want you guys, and we're only going to spend a few minutes doing this, but I really want you to think about, write down or type out on your phone or whatever, like really truly why you want to do this. Just real quick, boom. Just put it out there. You're not going to share this, by the way. Yeah, there you go. Yulia's got it. Now I'm going to take it a step further, and I am going to ask you a question. Get ready for it, okay? So whatever you wrote on that paper, now what I want you to do is now ask yourself, why do you want that? Okay, so whatever that why is, like you want to quit your job. Okay, why do you want that? And write that answer out or type it. And then I'm going to ask you again, well, why do you want that? And I'll ask you again, why do you want that? And then one more time, why? Why do you want that? Why do you want that thing? So like, say for instance, if I was doing this with a challenger, I would say, okay, why do you want to lose weight? Well, because I have diabetes. Okay, well, why do you want to get your diabetes under control? Because I'm spending $300 a month on medication. Okay, well, why is it important for you to stop spending $300 a month on medication? Well, because I can barely afford to pay for food after I pay for my medication. Well, why is that important? Well, because I'm tired of living paycheck. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like this is one of the most critical important things that you can learn. I used to call this like peeling the onion, or I've heard it referred to as why stacking. But really, ultimately, you just need to figure out why and keep asking yourself why and why and why and why until you ultimately get to whatever your answer is. Mine was, I was in so much debt. I was tired of living, like just choosing which bill I was going to ignore that month. I was tired of getting creditors calling me. I was tired of getting things repossessed. I was tired of like living in fear that I was never going to be able to get rid of the debt. There was a lot, like I had a lot of whys, and that's the reason that I was able to put pedal to the metal. And when I was tired and when I didn't want to do something, when everybody else was going out and having a couple drinks and having fun, why I stuck my nose in a book on a Saturday night and learned about how to believe in myself, and everybody else is out having fun. Do you know what I mean? It's like, because I have to do this, like I had to do it. I had to focus. That's kind of like exercise number one, because you have to know like why you're truly doing this. And when things get hard, when things get tough, I want you to know why, you know, and at the core of it now, like, why do I keep doing this? I believe that the things that you don't water eventually shrivel up and die. I want my business to continue thriving. I want to stay like 95% passive income. I don't want to have to go out and get a job. I want to be a stay-at-home mom now, you know, those things. So those are my reasons why now. But whatever they are for you, they're your reasons. And you don't have to share them, of course. Now, here's the next thing that I want to go over with you guys. And I'm going to do a screen share with you. Is I added, or no, I think I told you guys to go ahead and add yourselves to Team Fit Finances. I just want to show you some documents. Oh, I can't spell, of course, that I added to the group. It always goes to my business page first. So let's take this over here. So this, and especially for Brittany, I mean, this will be great for her. Oh, Jill, you're right there. Look at that. How cute. There's your baby. Oh my God, so cute. Adorable. Okay, so I'm going to go to Team Fit Finances now that I'm no longer sidetracked here. And I want to show you a couple of documents that I just uploaded here. So I uploaded the new business activity tracker. I also uploaded, why is it posted 3 times? I don't even know. Let's see, scroll down, the memory jogger, okay? So, and one of the reasons that I just highly, highly, highly recommend the memory jogger, whether you're just getting started or you've been in this for a while, I know coaches who go through and do the memory jogger at least once a year, because this is where you're going to basically create your master list from. And why is that important? Your master list is important because you need a tracking system. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's pen to paper. That seems to be extremely powerful. I don't care if it's an Excel spreadsheet. If you purchase a program like Teamzy, if you, whatever tracking system you use, it just needs to be something that's working for you. But you need to start with a list, okay? So your job over the next 7 days or 6 days until we meet again, your job is for every single person that's on your, so number one, you got to create your master list. Okay, so you can use the memory jogger if you like. So you got to make the master list. If you don't already have that, if you do already have it, I want you to go through this memory jogger and add to your list. The second thing I'm going to encourage you guys to do, and I'll tell you, this is probably the most critical thing that you can do, is to start conversations. So when I have made my lists in the past, I've done them lots of different ways. But I would literally write a name, and then I would put like somehow I knew them. Facebook, a name, I have their email, a name, I have their cell phone number, a name, they're my neighbor, a name, like, so the name and then how do I find them was like always the second column. And then I went back through and I would note, okay, is this somebody that I can approach about trying Shakeology, about the business opportunity, about a challenge group, or about something else, right? A different nutritional product, say for instance, like the bars or whatever. I'm going to encourage you guys to keep your eyes set on only products that bring about Success Club points for the cup. Because I've done lots of cups and then people are like, well, yeah, I decided to put together a free group and that's what I'm going to push for my cup. And I'm like, wrong point. Like, I want you to push for things that are going to produce Success Club points. So that's Shakeology HD, that's the performance stack, which is the pre-workout, post-workout. That's, of course, a challenge pack. That is, if they get 3 boxes of the bars, then that's Success Club points. So you can formulate your list, how you know them, and then if you could easily talk to them about one of those Success Club point producing products. And if the answer is, no, I haven't talked to them in 10 years, or I have no idea to find them, but they would be a great rock star. If that's the answer, then it's always, always, always has to start with a connection, not a promotion, not a sale, not a, hey, I thought of you and I haven't talked to you in forever, but you should do this business with me. Not that. what it needs to be is, let's start the relationship. And so that's one reason why I always start Team Cup like before the month begins, is because you have to start making connections. So like over this next 6 days, if you set whatever goal you set for yourself, like that is the number one goal, is make a connection, make a connection, make a connection, make a connection. Even if you're like, you've never invited anybody to anything ever before, great. Make as many connections as possible. And I mean like literally aim for 100 connections this week. Just start conversations. Because if half of them get back to you, then you'll start to have this back and forth thing going on. And then maybe half of those can turn into some type of an invite. Okay? But what I don't want you to do is to feel spammy, feel salesy, make it forced, that type of thing. You know, if you're already comfortable inviting, then you could probably jump in right away with some invites. Okay. And that's okay. But I wanted to point this out to you. So if you're not yet in Team Fit Finances, make sure that you request to join. I just have the one person so far that wants to join this, it looks like. So, because I do have to approve you. So if you're like, hey, Holly, I'm trying to get into the group, just do that. Then you're in, then you can see everything that's happening there. All of my announcements and everything is going to be in there as well. And then the other thing you'll want to do is print the business activity tracker. And that's right here. It's awesome. I mean, it's a really, really great way. I'm going to say this though. And I'm talking fast because I want to respect your time. I don't do most of the story stuff. I know that I should. I personally believe that this is very heavy focused on, I'm a beach body coach, 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 which is okay to an extent. I don't want your friends and family to tune you out. If you're just now getting started, then that's fantastic. You know, do that. But there are certain things in there where it says like no brand name, just show a healthy meal prep, not like you kissing your Shakeology. Oh my God, I love my Shakeology, you know, that type of thing. Because that type of thing, people, the only thing that really attracts, like if you're hashtagging Shakeology or hashtagging, Transform 20 or hashtag, most 9 times out of 10, you're attracting other coaches. I want you to attract people who don't have a solution yet. So, mine, my boxes are always, I always post about my daily life, but I don't necessarily always post. I've never posted a workout clip, I don't think, ever, unless it was some from a professional video I did. So I don't usually do, personal things. My point is, if you don't check off every box, don't worry about it, especially in the social media stuff. The majority of your people are going to come from your personal connections, your invitations, you're reaching out to them directly. They're not just going to flood in because of what you post on social media. They'll look there to see what you're doing, to see if you're like being a product of the product, but they're not going to come to you for that. Like, you have to go to them. And everyone, Janelle Summers, the highest paid coach, Shalene Johnson's sister, still says it's her reaching out. That's where she gets the most of her coaches from. So that's our job. We need to invite, share, connect, all that stuff. Let me stay on track. So let's go back to the group. I want to show you this. I just added these into my page. I linked the groups up. And I'm so glad that Jill said it's like pulling teeth to get people to continue to participate in a challenge group, because that's why I always hated challenge groups. Okay, so I started this business before challenge groups were even a thing, before we even had Shakeology. And so when this whole concept hit the scene, I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, I'll try it. And I did. And I think I ran maybe like 2 a year, because it was so time sucking, and it was so, it was so consuming, and you pour your heart and soul, and then nobody shows up. And I'm not putting a negative anything. I'm just saying this is something that I've heard a lot of other coaches say. Now, most coaches, or not most coaches, there are coaches out there who just like, oh my God, it's amazing. I just rock at it every single month. I just go, go, go. That has not always been my story. So I hooked up with, I call them my success crew. My success team, it literally just started with, no, go check upstairs. Sorry, my son came in. It literally just started with me and one person was like, I need to check in every week. And then another person said, I need to check in every week. And I said, okay, can you do the same time? And now we're up to like, I don't know how many people are in this check-in every week, But so we have this success team, and then I'm like, hey, what if, now that Facebook has this ability to have units where people can self-study, what if we just have this ongoing challenge group? We always say that there's a start and end, but we just continue it on and on. But even if nobody else shows up, the group still has like immense life, because we have like 8 super active coaches posting in there every single day. And so we just started testing it a couple months ago, and it's been really freaking phenomenal. So you guys have the ability to become admins in these groups too. So we have 2 groups. One is called, let's see, I think it's still called New Year's Health Kick. It's technically still is called New Year's Health Kick. It has this banner, Fit February. And so what we do is, this is I'm just explaining it to you because I want you guys to be able to invite to something like this without you feeling like you have to create it. If you love challenge groups, you have your own thing going, or you want to use the app instead, do it. That's cool. But we do have this available for other coaches. So Melody, she's one of my newer coaches. She just hit Success Club 10 last month, and she has like the highest volume of any of my other coaches. She's super successful. New Year's Health Kick is a paid group. So anybody who comes into this group has to either be a coach that's on some type of recurring nutritional, or a customer that just purchased a challenge pack or purchased a nutritional. Okay. And we just come in here and we post. So we have coaches in here. We also have, of course, customers come in and post too. We ask them to participate. We ask them to talk and, yada, yada, yada. Then I also have a free group. So this is like something that we started a couple months after we started the paid group. And this one right here, it's called Commit to be Fit. 100% free. Anybody can join. I recommend to you to make sure that they're at least your customer before you let them in the group, just so that you have a way of tracking them. And they have some skin in the game. They've become your free customer. But again, you'll notice some of this, you'll see, oh, who's that? I don't even know who that is. Oh, so that's one of the participants. But some of this stuff, like this one, you probably saw that video on the last one. It's because as coaches, we're streamlining our lives. We're solidifying everything. We're making it simple. We're putting the same content on our own personal page. And then we go and we put this same exact whatever in each group. And because I know, like, my free participants are not in the paid group and vice versa, I don't care that it's the same content. And it's like super streamlined the way that we do things. So the last couple months has been really successful for us. You guys have the ability to join that too. If you guys want to be admins in those, for sure, you have something to invite to. And I think that's always the problem. You're like, well, invite, but invite to what? Oh, hey, I've got a free group just for health and accountability. And, this is the way I do it. I'm sorry, I'm talking fast, but this is the way I do it. I always go for the gusto. I don't offer free unless they've already like turned me down on the price. And then I go, oh, well, I've got this free group. Do you want to do that? I can plug you into that. So, we're trying to make it easier for the whole team to really start to stay engaged. And so that's one of the main things. Oh, I do have one more thing I should show you guys. So if you're like, well, I actually think that I have people that I could share the business opportunity with. Let me close this little chat window here. I hate that it just automatically opens and you have to like close it every time. Okay. So we also have, and this is also in the Team Fit Finances Facebook group, I just linked it up, an event coming up here we go. This part-time business, are you looking for more? 5-day internship. So this is an event that we have that I'm hosting with 4 other leaders on our team. And you can very, very, very simply invite to this too, because there's already some content in here. So you guys, what you have to do is you have to click going on the event yourself before you're able to invite people. But there's already some content in here. And then starting on Monday, we're going to hit it really hard. We're going to talk about, what you do as a coach, how much you can earn. And then we're going to finish it Thursday evening with a formal presentation. We're going to do a formal presentation Thursday evening live in the event. And I'm going to show you how to share real quick, super quick while we have the moment to do it. You click over share. You do not click invite friends. Okay. So whenever you have a group or an event never just click invite friends. And I'm going to show you why. Because if I were to, come on, computer, here we go. So if I were just to start clicking names, all it's going to do is just send them a generic from Facebook, invite. It's like super not personal. So I never do that. I always go share, and then I go share in Messenger. I go share in a private message. I compose like what I think is going to be like a pretty rockin' invite. I don't try to make it salesy. I try to make it generic enough that pretty much it'll be for everybody. But I say something like, hey, I don't know if this is your thing or not, but this is what I'm starting to do because I really want to stay home with my kids. As you know, I just had a baby a couple months ago. But I thought of you because you're always really positive. You're always really, professional. And I just feel like we have a good connection. So I wondered, do you want to do this with me? Do you want to check this out? And so you end with a question. I compose that. And then I click the person that I want to send it to. Or actually, if you want to, you can edit the top, say so-and-so's name. You can personalize it a little bit. But as soon as you hit this send, that message is gone. So make sure that you have the right name in there. Make sure you have the right information. And you can compose the message once and then just go through and go send, 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 send. And so I was able to get out like 30 invitations to this on Monday. I just went back to anybody who's ever expressed an interest in the business. I composed something. I'm like, I know we talked about this before. It's been a while since we talked, but I have this event coming up. Do you want to join? If you do, great. Click going on the event so you can see everything that's coming on. Ask me any questions, but if I don't hear from you, I'll follow up on Monday, whatever, And I was able to go in after and I was like, oh my gosh, well, those people, they clicked going on the event. So now I know to go back and follow up with them. Because you're not going to get a notification of that. But definitely make sure that you do it that way. You go share, send in Messenger, okay? You can share it as opposed to, of course. But if you're sending in Messenger, you're going to be working on building that relationship a lot more, okay? Now we talked about a lot. Woo! Talk about your why, because that's really, really, really going to be like the driving force behind whether you do something or not. We talked about the memory jogger. We talked about creating your massive list. We talked about the business activity tracker, printing that, starting to use that, and then how to invite. So if you don't have a connection with that person, or if you haven't had a while, just start with a connection. That's cool. Totally fine. Right? And then once you're able to, I want you to start working toward these invitations. The way that I do it is this. I recommend, Yulia asked me, she's like, I had somebody that said they want to join my challenge group, but what's the start date? So I said, okay, well, aim for the start date to be the third Monday in the month. Okay. That's the start date. Okay. A start date to me is now the exact same as your purchase by date. Okay. So that's February 18th. I believe it's a holiday. You should be able to get a hold of people pretty easily. So that's the start date. That's your deadline, but that also is prep week. So you officially don't actually start until the 19th, which is a Tuesday, but that's prep week. And then that gives you another, if you're like pushing, like that's the deadline to hit your Success Club points on the 19th, then that means you are following up and following up and following up. And you're able to see, okay, how many points do I have? Okay, do I need to come through with a, hey, we extended the deadline message? Or what do I need to do? Because at the 19th, if you're pretending like that's your drop dead date and you really have until the 28th, you got another 10 days to bring it home, then you're golden. So I always teach, especially in a team cup, I mean, you can formulate your message however you want, but that's how I'm going to be doing my February group. It is an ongoing group, so it really doesn't matter. It's units, doesn't matter. It's generic enough that people can just jump in and start whenever. But that's typically how I formulate it. Okay, we have 5 minutes. Questions?
When you're inviting, do you invite to a specific program? I mean, I've been inviting to Transform 20 just because that's what I'm doing. But do you kind of make it like, hey, do you want to work out? Or like, how do you? I've been doing like, hey, I'm doing this, but do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, so that's good because it has a lot of like traction right now, and if that's what you're excited about and that's what you're doing. But no, I always invite not for the workout. I always invite for the nutrition side of things because that's the harder sell. Takes me longer to create that relationship about and help training them about Shakeology, etc. And I'm like, oh, and by the way, we have these great workout programs. If you want, you can upgrade and get like hundreds of workouts for $30 for the year. You know?
oh, so you start with Shakeology, basically. That's your first.
Yeah. I lead with the nutrition. I lead with the meal plan. I lead with the, but that's also what I'm most excited about because I don't do a lot of the workouts.
Well, that's actually a really good point because I've been inviting prior to Transform 20, it was always to be mindset because that's kind of like my baby. That's what personally. So nutrition, I agree. But so you start with meal plans and Shakeology, like you upfront say Shakeology.
I don't upfront. I say meal replacement. I say my superfood shake. And then once I see that they're interested, they're open to it. Then I'm like, hey, can I send you a video? And I almost always send the 100 Doctors Don't Lie video or something of that, that caliber to get them truly interested in Shakeology. Because that's the bigger hurdle. The workouts are easy. That's easy. Almost anybody can work out. So I go for the harder one. And then if they're that like, no, I'm like, well, did you want some accountability with just your workouts or meal prep or whatever, and so then I step it down from there.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I still get tons of no's and tons of money objection. The only difference is it doesn't like crumble me like it used to. Like it used to crumble me. And now I'm just like, you just don't get it. You don't get it. It's fine. And that's okay. They just need more education. That's why we have the free group, is to educate them. All right. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, you guys, I am so excited. I will upload this to YouTube and then I'll share this in our little chat. And yeah, I'm stoked. So you guys will have the recording. If you're like, wait, what did she say about I went really fast. I did a lot. So you'll have that. Anything else? All right, awesome. Nice to meet you guys. Oh, let's do our next meeting at 5 on the 7th. Okay, so that's a Thursday. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate Thursdays and Sundays. Unless we could all potentially be on a Friday. That's the only thing. But we could do, because I had Danielle that you couldn't do Fridays. Do you typically not able to do Fridays? Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. No, I that's fine. I could do Fridays. Yeah, just like at 5. Is that what we're kind of looking? Yeah, that should be okay.
So let's try that. Let's try every single Friday at 5. Actually, no. My husband's going to be out of town next Friday. That's a bad idea. Next Thursday at 5, and then I will send. Then like week by week we'll kind of feel it out, but I'll send a schedule. And then we're about to get cut off, so I should let you guys go. But we'll talk next Thursday at 5. Okay. Okay. All right. Bye, guys.